hope you're all doing good. So every year, well, most of the time is we buy meat in bulk. So like we go with a group of people, so like some friends, and then we, like pay for a whole cow, they kill it, or like if you want like a goat, they'll do all of that. So my husband went there in the morning and he got the meat and everything's here. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like. I just thought to, film this process so you guys have an idea of what it is. Normally, you can buy goat's meat or beef from the African store, from the stores, but I find it more expensive. Some people don't like this because it's stressful, but I kind of like it because as much as it's stressful, it also gives me that peace of mind that we have meat for the whole year. So yeah, normally it lasts us. The one we bought last year is actually done right now. So yeah, this is July. Yeah, so we're getting new supplies. So it's July and we went to the farm and we got some meat. The whole cow was about 2,000. No, the whole cow was about 3,000, and then they shared into four. So depending on how much you want, that's how much you pay. So we got a quarter and we shared it between like us and my uncle. So like my uncle took 1/8 and we took 1/8. So yeah, I'm going to be showing you everything. It usually depends on the weight or the size of the cow. So yeah, that's how much they price, because I think they do like a certain amount per pound. So yeah, that's how they get the price. So yeah, I just wanted to take you guys along and explain that to you. So I'm just going to go ahead and start packing up the meat. I normally don't clean the meat right now. I usually just pack it up, and then when I'm about to cook, then I take my time to actually clean the meat, like wash it and all of that. So yeah, just wanted to share that with you. So yeah, definitely keep on watching. I normally weigh my meat, like when I pack them here, I weigh like 2 pounds each, and then we freeze. So we would write name here to differentiate the meat, because we usually buy goat meat and like cow meat. So normally I think we do whichever one we do first. Like whichever one we do first, we usually just pack whichever one is more. In this case, when we got cow meat, so I'm just going to pack all of them. I'm not even going to label it. So when we get the goat meat, I'll write goat on all those ones, so we know that that's goat, and anyone that doesn't have any name is cow. So yeah, that's pretty much how we roll. I just did a few. I opened a few Ziplocs here. I feel like we'll still use more. Yeah, I didn't use the whole pack. So that's that. Normally we use maybe 2 to 3 of these, depending on how much the meat is, depending on how much meat we get and all of that, and also because we differentiate the parts. So I usually differentiate the cow leg because I use that for uncle. If it's goat, then like the goat side for Esho, I do all of that. So yeah, that's that. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. I'm just gonna get started, and yeah. So at this stage, I was just ready to start, packing up the meat. And then after opening the bag, I realized some of them were really, really big. So I decided to cut them. So I just tried to look at it and size it. And then if it looked too big, I can either cut it into 2 or 3, depending on how big it was. So yeah, that's pretty much all I did. So I first, did the cutting. And then once I was done cutting, I went ahead to pack. And then as I mentioned earlier, I packed it and I weighed them, about 2 pounds per pack. Again, I wasn't very strict with the measurements, just because sometimes if I feel like there's too much bone or there's some bone in a particular Ziploc, I might go over, so maybe like 2.5 or 2.8 depending on what's in the pack. I also separated like the cow head, the tongue, the tail, the cow leg. So I did all of that separately, just so that I know what's what, and I also labeled the Ziplocs. So yeah, you see everything that I was able to do. So the parts that had so much bone, I pretty much just left them. The ones that I could remove the bone, I just ended up removing the bone, because what's the point? Also, I'm not very big on the very fatty parts of meat, so if it's something that I can remove, I just remove it already, because yeah, I'm probably not going to eat it anyways. So yeah, that was it for the first bag. And then I brought out another bag, but it ended up being the bag that had the shaki, the cow head, cow skin and all of that. So I decided to put that bag back because I wanted to deal with that last. I wanted to focus on the actual meat, just so I can pack all of that up first and do my weighing. So yeah, that's really what happened initially. So yeah, I just put that back and I went ahead to another pack. I'll just quickly mention that I'm not a professional when it comes to cutting meat. Like, I don't know, because I kind of felt like maybe I was cutting it too small, and I was like, is it actually too small? Is it too big? Like, I don't know, just kept thinking about it, and I'm like, whatever. At the end of the day, it's going into my freezer and then it's going into my pot. So if I cook the meat and it looks too small, we can serve 2 portions, right? It's not the end of the world. So I was like, we'll be okay. So yeah, that's pretty much all I did. I just cut the meat, and then once I was done cutting, I started packing them and weighing them. And of course, after weighing, all that's left is to seal the Ziplocs and then arrange in the freezer. I also put some aside to cook later in the day, like once I was done. But you guys, I got tired, so I just put it in the fridge. And I ended up cooking it the next day because I was just like, oh, that will just fry some and use it to eat our next meal. But yeah, I was just tired, so that happened the next day. Yeah, I think I cut this much, and then for the next round, Emmy actually cut it because I was just tired. So I started packing it up, and then yeah, that's pretty much how my day went. Anyways, yeah, we shall cut the meat, and then I packed it, and then I prepped it to put in the freezer. Towards the end of the video, I actually went into more details about all the cost of everything we bought, how many ziplocs that we bought. So yeah, definitely keep on watching. Okay, so that's everything. I'm done. I'm just going to go ahead to start sealing the bags, and then this is the one I brought up before. So I think this is the tail, garlic. Okay, so I think this is the tongue. Pack this in smaller ziplocs. I think this is the head. I don't know if I used to use garlic. I think this is the head. What part of meat is this way? I don't know, man. Yeah, this is the head. Tongue. Okay, we're finally done. That's our bowl. It's empty, and this is everything. This one I just kept aside. I'm just going to cook and air fry. So this is just like one more because we had already measured all the other ones. So I was just like, let me do that. I feel like I want to add it to what I'm cooking. I'll just throw this into the pack, put it into the pack, and yeah, this one was the tongue. This one was some part of the head that I felt could keep separately. This is the shaki. I'll have to clean that another day. I'm tired. I feel like this was the tail. Then this is on the head. Then this one cow leg and cow leg. So that's everything. I'm going to label those ones right now. Then yeah, I have to ziplock this and take to the freezer. I said we paid about $360 for that meat, and what we got was 1/8 of a cow. So they usually share the whole cow like into a quarter, and then depending on how much, like if you want a whole quarter, then you get the whole quarter. But in this case, we shared with my uncle, so their family got 1/8 and we got 1/8, right? So we paid $360. So 360 times 2 is about 720. So each quarter was about 720. So yeah, if you were going to pay for a whole quarter, you'll be paying 720. But because we only got 1/8, so half of the quarter, we paid 360. So I think that's fair because if I would go to the African store, I'll be spending $20 to $30 on one ziploc, and that's even cheap because like meat is cheaper in the African store compared to if you go to like Superstore or like Walmart, right? So yeah, I kind of feel like this is more cost effective for us. Also, there's just that peace of mind knowing that you have meat for the whole year. So whenever you want to cook anything, you're not thinking about, oh, I have to go to the grocery store or the African store to go buy meat. So yeah, it has worked for us. The other thing we buy in bulk is tomatoes and peppers, and we usually get those around like August, September. But for the meat, usually anytime during summer, right? So we're in July right now, and we're able to get the beef because the guy called and said, oh, he has beef if we're interested. So yeah, we just jumped on it. The other thing about it too is you should know what you're buying, right? If you go to the store, you just have to hope that that's true the root cow and it's actually cow, right? But in this case, you're seeing them kill the cow. You see them when they cut it, when they share it and everything, so you actually know what you're getting. Yeah, I guess that's the other thing about it. So guys, this is all the meat we got today, and yeah, everything here is $360. Yeah, these are the ones I told I was going to label. So this is cow skin, cow leg, the head, just to help me identify what is what essentially. So yeah, that's everything. So I got 32 ziplocs. Again, aside the cow leg, the shaki, the cow skin, all that, like 32 of just the meat. And I think that's fair because if I would go to the store to buy meat, I would probably be spending $20 to $30 per ziploc for just one pack of meat. For one cow, you'll have to buy that separately. For one shaki, you have to buy that separately. So I think that's fair. I mean, it's easy to say, yeah, you spend your $360, but then there's also time, that was spent at the farm, doing all the work. So again, if you add that, then it may probably be more than that. But again, just when you just look at it from the monetary or let's say financial aspect, it's like, yeah, that's it. So I think it's okay, not bad. I'm happy that I have meat for the year. So yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in my next video, but until then, stay safe and stay blessed. Bye.